Cringe comedy minus the humor. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 awkward SNL moments.
I'm sorry, y'all. You got to wash properly, you know?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at Saturday Night Live skits or moments that are memorable for all the wrong reasons.
But I just don't feel that a woman is capable of beating a man in a wrestling match. And,
Number 10. Pedophilia Jokes, Louis C.K. This is one opening monologue that's aged terribly, especially given the sexual misconduct allegations now associated with the comedian.
If I'm in a gas station late at night and a young man comes in wearing a hooded sweatshirt, if he's white, I'll think, oh, he's an athlete. If he's black, unless he has a big smile on his face, then I become mildly racist, and this is what I think, that's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. No, of course I'm fine. Why did I even think that for a second?
Bringing to a close SNL's 40th season, Louis C.K.'s risky stand-up routine tackled racism and, for good measure, the Israel and Palestine conflict.
And that's because my kids are like Israel and Palestine. And I'm like America. The little one's like Palestine because she always gets screwed. She gets the worst deals.
While the comedian's entire set was soaked in controversy, the monologue's final tangent ramped up the awkwardness to a whole new level. Reminiscing about a child molester who lived in his neighborhood, Louis C.K. concluded that the only reason such crimes continue to happen, despite the risk of prison, is because the act must be really enjoyable for molesters.
You can only really surmise that it must be really good. I mean, from their point of view, not ours, but from their point of view, it must be amazing.
Number 9. Jamaican Dreads, Adrien Brody. Inaugurated in 1975, Saturday Night Live has crossed the line countless times. However, occasionally, a performer takes things a step too far and earns a ban for their troubles.
Yeah, man, Jamaica, man, you know, Rastafari, you know, you got the whole family in the house, you know, me got Sean Peter, you know, you got Sean Paul, you got Sean Mary, you got Sean John.
Hot off an Academy Award-winning performance in The Pianist, Adrien Brody hosted SNL for the first and last time. Due to time constraints, SNL frowns on improvisation, but this didn't discourage Brody from taking charge when he introduced Sean Paul's musical performance.
We got a great show, you know, in a Kingston massive, yeah.
Making things as awkward as possible, the actor decided to don fake dreadlocks and speak in an awful Jamaican accent. What was even the joke here? Adrien, scripts exist for a reason.
I gotta give a big up, enough respect, a dancehall players, you know, and like Sean John.
Number 8. Wrestling women, Andy Kaufman.
so if there's any woman out there tonight who would like to prove me wrong, like to take me on in a wrestling match, I'd like to call you up all now. You can just volunteer.
During Saturday Night Live's infancy, Andy Kaufman frequently dropped by for random appearances, and the comedian's peculiar style of humor proved to be a hit with fans. This changed in 1979 when Andy Kaufman challenged a female audience member to a wrestling match. At the time, Kaufman's villainous wrestling persona was a significant component of the entertainer's live routine, but this fact was lost on SNL's crowd. Kaufman was booed and effectively kicked off the variety show. A couple of years later, the home audience voted for Kaufman to be banned from Saturday Night Live.
Here's how you voted so far. Keep Andy, 105,316. Dump Andy. 134,691. Uh-oh, time to boil the water.
Number 7. Ditched at the Altar, Tom Green.
I'm a nice boy, and I like to wear undies.
Primarily known for Freddie Got Fingered, Tom Green's brand of shock comedy certainly made an impression during his hosting gig in 2000.
Don't they look proud?
Yeah. You look fearful.
Whether people are fans of this type of humor or not, Green's randomness means there tends to always be an element of awkwardness. During the opening monologue, Green and fiancée Drew Barrymore announced plans to wed by the end of the episode. although the whole thing proved to be little more than a tease. If skits are intentionally awkward, does it still count?
Ooh, I'm a level 9 wizard. I'm a very powerful wizard. Ooh, and this is my doggy, Cherry's Jubilee.
Number 6. Tiger Woods skit. Kenan Thompson and Blake Lively.
Offer my profound apology for these multiple transgressions.
Multiple? So it happened more than once?
Did I say multiple?
A lot of topics can be made funny, but that doesn't mean a joke shouldn't be criticized for being in poor taste. Satirizing Tiger Woods' infidelity and ensuing car accident on the night his wife Elin learned about her husband's behavior, SNL's skit saw Kenan Thompson's terrified Woods deliver a series of apologetic press conferences.
I'm just lucky my wife Elin was there to courageously call 911. I'm so glad to have her. I love her so much. There is no other woman for me.
Who's that?
Huh? What?
Progressively presented in a more battered state, Thompson appeared alongside Blake Lively's Elin, with the implication being that she was responsible for his injuries. Domestic violence and comedy aren't exactly a great mix, and Saturday Night Live's sketch exemplifies why this is the case.
Seems like I keep saying the wrong thing in these press conferences. So, this time I have a prepared written statement which I shall stick to.
Number 5. Mocking the blind on Weekend Update, Fred Armisen. There's controversial humor, and then there's mining disabilities for easy jokes.
I'm tired of all these fancy two-eyed smart Alex from this big city running the show. It's time we get someone from Utica, Syracuse, or Schenectady. Towns where people have a little something off about them. I mean, they don't have to be blind.
As part of the Weekend Update with Seth Meyers, Fred Armisen portrayed New York's Governor David Paterson as a bumbling, short-sighted nitwit who couldn't even properly hold a map. The real Paterson is legally blind, so besides being an all-around lazy joke, SNL was poking fun at the governor's disability.
I mean, come on, I'm a blind man who loves cocaine, who is suddenly appointed governor of New York. My life is an actual plot from a Richard Pryor movie.
Unsurprisingly, the National Federation of the Blind criticized SNL for echoing a detrimental stereotype associating blindness with incompetence.
So to summarize, you want someone with some knowledge of the economy who is a little off and is completely unprepared to be senator. Do you have anyone in mind?
Yes, me.
Number 4. Andrew Dice Clay impersonation, Steven Seagal. It's an episode that lives on in infamy. That time, the Great One hosted SNL.
Couldn't help overhearing what you guys were saying, you know.
Oh, you were so quiet, you know. How long were you back there? We were just talking, you know.
Putting on a faux New York accent, Steven Seagal set out to deliver comedy gold, serenading the crowd with a passionate rendition of kung fu fighting and smashing Rob Schneider's head into a photocopier.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
He brought the show home, or at least tried to, with a laughable impersonation of Andrew Dice Clay, a comedian known for his notoriously misogynistic persona.
Sit your white ass down.
How you doing that? It's nice to be on your show here.
I'm glad you could make it, Mr. Dice.
The only problem? The crowd clearly had no clue what was going on. Seagal's minimalist acting just isn't compatible with impressions. And the awful skits he wrote landed him a ban from hosting duties.
I ain't see you any movies, and what's the afro anyway? You look like Link from the Mod Squad. Oh, it's 1991. You know, why don't you cut it square? Bada bing.
Number 3. Opening monologue, Martin Lawrence. Going off script on SNL is the quickest way to ensure no more subsequent appearances. Right out of the gate, Martin Lawrence ventured off the beaten path when he unleashed a rambling monologue challenging the network's censorship.
It's bothering me, man. You know, you can't say this, you can't say that.
Rather than using this opportunity to address the topic further, he launched into an astonishing tirade about Lorena Bobbitt, who had cut off her husband's penis the year before, and women with smelly posteriors.
Because I'm getting with some of the ladies smelling odors going, wait a minute. Girl, smell this. This you. Smell yourself, girl.
Edited out of any repeat airings, Martin's monologue was substituted with a short graphic summarizing the comedian's comments and adding that it had almost cost the cast and crew their jobs.
You know what I'm saying? Knowing they got a yeast infection. I'm sorry. Sorry, come up with dough all on your damn lip. Got a bagel and a croissant on your lip. Anybody got any butter? I like jelly on mine.
Number 2, lip-syncing Ashlee Simpson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ashlee Simpson.
Quick warning, watching this clip could result in uncontrollable cringing. Perpetually stuck in Jessica Simpson's shadow, Ashlee strived to serve as a punkier and more authentic alternative to her sister. Unfortunately, lip-syncing on Saturday Night Live, emphasis on the live, doesn't leave the greatest of impressions. When the band launched into her song Autobiography, but the vocal track for Pieces of Me played instead, her lip-syncing, later explained as due to acid reflux, was exposed to the world. Mimicking a deer caught in the headlights, the unfortunate young singer ran off the stage, leaving behind a confused audience and the lingering traces of her career. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some dishonorable mentions.
Oh, Hitch, I feel terrible.
That's because you're sick, Grace. You're sick. You want to kill me?
If I'd grown up in Poland when Hitler came to power and was sent to a concentration camp, would I still be checking out women in the camp? I think I would, you know?
So how do you want to do this? Should I give you my number?
No.
Do you want mine?
No.
How about I say it, you can repeat it back?
No.
412-555-0188, say it back.
412, no, 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 no.
Oh, this was sharp right here.
Number 1, pro-Trump rant, Kanye West. Prior to the advent of the internet and digital cameras, a post-show speech like this may have been lost to the ages. But for better or worse, Kanye West's pro-Trump rant was recorded and immortalized.
They bullied me backstage. They said, don't go out there with that hat on. They bullied me backstage. They bullied me.
Wearing a Make America Great Again hat, Kanye, who was the musical guest of the night, addressed the crowd with a speech that can only be described as disheartening.
You see, they laughing at me. You heard them, they scream at me.
Greeted with both boos and cheers from the audience, Kanye cited Trump as a personal inspiration, while simultaneously implying that the president is racist.
And so many times I talk to like a white person about this and they say, how could you like Trump? He's racist. If someone inspires me and I connect with them, I don't have to believe in all their policies.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.